Hello everyone and welcome back to Train Sim World 3. Welcome to what is our first video of the game, the last one being a live stream. In this video we will be doing a more structured and organized comprehensive review of Train Sim World 3, where we'll talk about the features and I'll be giving you my overall impressions. We will be doing this while driving in the Southeastern extension, so basically, before I do that, quickly just to talk a bit about Train Sim World 3. Train Sim World 3 comes with 12 trains. So if you take a look here at choose a route, and actually, if you go back for a second, if you click to quick play, nope, sorry. We go to train depot, there we go, and we go to timetable mode or training mode, whatever. It comes with 12 trains, as you can see here. Now, I think if you get the standard edition, you don't have the Jubilee ones. These come only if you get the deluxe edition, which includes Liverpool Lime Street. Oh, actually, that's 14 trains. Yeah. So it comes with 12 trains. So it comes with the Class 395 and all these, as you can see here. Note some of these are from previous DLC, some TSW2, but now for those now they're included in TSW3 with specific liveries as well, as you can see here, that are relevant to the maps that they are related to. In addition to that, TSW3 comes with 3 routes. So if you take a look here, it comes with the Cajun Pass, which is based off the California deserts, and it's the freight route, again similar to the Sandgrade patch that came with TSW2. We have the Schnell Fastweg Castle Würzburg, which is similar to the Aachen line that we have in TSW2. And then we have the Southeastern Highspeed. This is the UK route. Now, it's not like the London Underground, but it's an extension of the Southeastern DLC. Now, one thing to note is that this is what comes with the standard edition. So if you get the standard edition, which is €45, you get all 3 routes. However, since the Southeastern is already a DLC, some of you may already own it. So there are what we call the starter or basic editions. I think that was the name of it. They basically include one of the routes at €36. So it's €9 cheaper, not significant, and you get 1 less route if you own the Southeastern. You get 2 less routes if you don't. So that sort of thing. It's kind of odd that the pricing is so minimal. Like the pricing difference is so minimal between the basic and the standard. Like you're really only saving €9, to the point that you think perhaps it should be a bit lower if you're getting only 1 route and 1 DLC. But anyway, that's that. There is also the training center. Basically, the training center just before any time you got a new DLC, you would have an introduction with the training. That's all be decentralized to a training center, and also it includes a new map. So this map is made just for the training center, and it's just for you to get a basically learn how to drive the train. So this here is that. So this is basically most trains. Now you can learn to drive them on this little separate circuit, which has a station, and I guess it's just a nice little new feature. A bit gimmicky, to be honest, but still. It's nice to have basically somewhere you can practice driving trains rather than the actual route itself. There's also the Creator Club where you can customize your collection. So you have library designer, scenario planner, and you can share the stuff online. So again, stuff that's in TSW2, put it over to TSW3. The main changes are that they've added in dynamic weather. So when I say dynamic weather, they've added in volumetric clouds and skies, which make the experience much more enjoyable and much more realistic. The clouds now look 3D. You also have extreme weather, and this extreme weather also affects the driving physics of your train. We'll be showing that in a future video, perhaps when you drive the Würzburg Castle line, because that's where the snow seems to be. All the snow screenshots seem to be centered at, and also the timetables have been adjusted, particularly for the Southeastern, to include AI trains such as rail tours, which are some of them are also drivable if you own the Jubilee line, and there's also some AI international trains if you own the LGV, Mediterranean, whatever it's called. Okay, without further ado, let's get to it. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing the Southeastern, and I think we'll do a scenario, and we're going to be doing a high-speed one that's. Yeah, I think this is what we'll do. From St. Pancreas International, where does it go to? I wonder where it starts. So they just go all the way to Ashford. So what we'll be doing is we'll be playing through the scenarios, I guess. So we'll start off with the first scenario. It's easy in difficulty, so we're going to start off with a high-speed one on the Southeastern Highspeed. They've also added in more scenarios. I was thinking of maybe doing a timetable run, but I think it's better to start off with a high-speed run. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And let's take our, well, not really first, but second look at Train Sim World 3. Actually, maybe it's better if I show the Ashford International. So I'm going to go back, because I don't think this is going to Ashford International. So what I'm going to do is a timetable run, because obviously I think people will be interested in seeing the new section of the route rather than the stuff that was already existed. So maybe I'll just do that instead. So yeah, let's just take a look. Okay. Look at the map, I guess. Oh yeah, map. I just want to see where this is going to. Okay, this is actually not going to Ashford International. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to main menu and I'll just do a timetable to Ashford International. Sorry about that, folks, but obviously because we're still in the early access, we want to show you the most of the things. So we're going to go to trains. We're going to go to choose a route. I'll also put in a little timestamp for those of you who want to skip the little intro. Timetable. We're going to use the class 395 high speed. Yep. And then let's see, St. Pancreas International. Now this journey is only 4 minutes, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, one thing also to mention is that they have pointed out that you need to be careful because sometimes you're doing return trips. You're doing a trip to International Pancreas and then back down. So St. Pancras to St. Pancras basically means you're going to St. Pancras, down to Ashford International, and then you're coming back down. So I'm just trying to find one which... yeah, I'm just trying to see what there is. Ashford International to St. Pancras International. This is what we'll do. Okay. So, it's 39 minutes long, and this way we'll get to see some of the new section of the Southeastern Highspeed, which is about a 30-mile extension, if I'm not mistaken, equivalent to about 48 kilometers. Also, now it seems to use the same loading screen picture, this one here, but I guess once the DLCs start to be released for this, they will post that. Also to mention that TSW2 DLCs will be compatible with TSW3 from launch, but the launch is on the 6th of September, so that's why some of them are not available yet if you're on the early access. So here we are at Ashford International, heading towards St. Pancras International. Okay, so we're going to unlock the doors. Actually, before we do that, we need to start the train. Magic is on. Don't care about that yet. Let's just check if the pantograph is up. It is, so we don't need to do anything there. Okay, so let's open the doors. Oh, the doors are locked. Oh, so the doors were open. Oops. Not sure why the doors were open, but there you go. So we'll open them again. Yeah, not a great place for taking a screenshot. We have the bloody electric boxes blocking away. But yeah, this is Ashford International. So this is the new area on the map, as you can see here. Yeah, so we've unlocked the doors. I think it was... no, so... let's just take a quick look. So, is this meant to be an airport? I actually don't know. I haven't even heard of Ashford before. Yeah, this is it here. Let's also take a look inside the train. So, take a look inside the train. This is it inside. It's empty. Also, another feature is that now passengers will dress suited to the weather. That's a nice little feature, I guess. So, basically, when it's raining, people will have umbrellas. Again, just adds to the immersion and to the realism. Okay. There's something there. Okay. Something in the eye. Okay, yep, the train's moving, so I just wanted to make sure that we have set it up correctly. So when you have to leave in 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, we're good to go. Perfect. The next station is Ebbsfleet International. I think this is where you have to change from the DC, I think. Presumably there'll be some sort of indicator on the screen that will tell us that. But also to mention is, yes, so I guess Dovetail Games seems to have taken a slightly... Oh, sorry, I need to slow down. They seem to have taken a slightly different tack with Train Sim World 3. So I think they've kind of responded to the fact that people haven't been too happy with the whole... the way the whole monetary element is running. So basically now, as you can see, Train Sim World 3 does include more trains, albeit that it's more expensive. Sorry, this is being very annoying. I don't know why Steam does that sometimes, like you're trying to take a screenshot and it just freezes. But yeah, basically, well, it seems the case because obviously this includes a lot more trains than before. Train Sim World 2 was still a year though, so it was 15 euro cheaper. But it included about like 5 or 6 trains. This includes double, so it does include a lot more than beforehand. Which, you know, 21 miles to the next platform. So, you know, I guess they are kind of, that is kind of in recognition. Why is that? Is that a texture? I'm not sure if that's just on my PC, but that's definitely a little bug there. But yeah, there we go. We found the first bug. Oh yeah, I need to put the headlights that they're running. Forgot about that. Yeah, there we go. Because otherwise in the tunnel it'll be pitch black. But yeah, there's a they have speeding a bit here. They have recognized that, and also that's why I think they've also announced that going forward from TSW 3 that you will... Oh, we're over speed. Yeah, from TSW 3 you will also be able to, if you say there's a new add-on, I think the local add-ons will now all be separate, so you can buy the locals separately. You won't actually have to buy the route. So again, I guess it's reflecting the fact now that they've included all the trains into most of the trains that come for the UK, for the US, and for the Germany in one. Because again, a lot of these have been DLCs. I think the other thing is also. I think the other thing is obviously that a lot of these trains at this point, like once you make so many DLCs, they also use the same train, so it's a bit pointless trying to release very minor adjustments to trains with route add-ons, because obviously at some point you also have to get negative reception. So this way, if you just want a route add-on, you get the route add-on, you don't need to buy the train. If you want, or you can buy them both. There will be some sort of bundle, if I've read into things correctly. But then also they will be purchasable separately. It would be nice if we could get modding tools, but sure, look, one step at a time. We'll get there in the end, maybe. This is also the fastest train line in Britain, with speeds of up to 140 miles per hour, which is equivalent to, so if you divide 140 by 5, we get about, what do we get? My bother to do the maths there. I think, not 25, oh, yeah. What are the little blue dots for? Yeah, it's over 250 kilometers. Anyway, it's a bit more than that, I suppose. Yeah, also, this is where you're using the TVM. So, for these little indicators here, that's for the TVM. So, basically, if you're doing this without the HUD guide, you need to be, you have to, say here it's 2 to 5, you have to be at that, you have to be at whatever speed the thing's telling you here. I'm not sure if you can see the cursor, but basically, whatever's telling you on this thing, where it's saying, like the green 2 to 5 is, by the time you pass that flag, the flag's basically telling you, okay, this is like a signaling speeds point. But yeah, as you can see, the new area is okay, closed off by fence, so it is, the scenery is kind of repetitive in a sense. Yeah, so it's always handy when there's a fence because it means less work for developers, isn't it? But you know, this route also has a lot of tunnels. But yeah, all of the routes in the new Train Sim World 3 are very long. They're all at least 90, not 90, but they're all about at least 85 miles long, or a bit less. But like German one's like 140 kilometers, so they're like really long. They're like, I think some of the longest routes that they've ever added into Train Sim World. So you know, with Train Sim World 3, you are getting, I guess, significantly longer routes. Now, if you're probably wondering whether this is worth a buy or not, like, now obviously, at the moment the skies are clear, but when there's clouds, it does look a lot better. The clouds do look stunning, I have to say. I'm really liking the sky of this. You know, obviously, it is more expensive, but I guess you get all the trains. But if you've already owned those DLCs, then obviously that's not much use to you. So I guess on one aspect, it depends to what DLCs you own. I guess in the second aspect, there's also potentially, we know that they will be making add-ons for this, as well as their partner studios. So once that starts happening, obviously they'll reduce the price of the base game, so that way more people will buy the DLCs. So that sort of thing. Also, I guess one thing to wonder is, will they reduce the price of the standard edition, or will they reduce the price of the individual add-ons? So I think the early signs that this is the way they're moving was with Rush Hour, where with Rush Hour they gave you a bundle where you could get all three, but then they also gave you a option that you can buy them separately. Although, the difference was €10 in price. I think also it's interesting to note that I think because Rush Hour was kind of like, I know the changes in Train Sim World 3 are a bit more than the changes in Rush Hour, but I guess because Rush Hour brought the main changes of like, essentially Rush Hour, where there'd be like lots of passengers waiting and be a hectic thing. So that in a way kind of changed the game a bit. And I guess Train Sim World 3 did it a bit more. So in a sense they could have tried to make Rush Hour a separate Train Sim World, but they didn't. So it's interesting to see whether next year they'll do the same or they do not. I think that's just a little interesting thing to note. I guess with Rush Hour it would be kind of difficult to make it a new game because the changes were very specific, if you know what I mean. Very specific to kind of like only if you're playing within Rush Hour. I think that has been implemented some sorts into Train Sim World 3. Yeah, I need to look at my graphics settings because I think the distance is, you can improve the distance. Also, there's a new lighting, so the lighting maps has been changed. So, let's just change stuck at 222 miles per hour. Come on, speed up. Okay, that's more like it. Yes, there we go. This javelin looks kind of, I don't know, looks a bit like a bullet tray. Not really, but like, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of this look. Yeah, 21 miles to go. This is it. Now we just have to monitor the speed. Okay, I need to brake a bit. 2 miles over speed is not the major loss. Yeah, a bit of tearing there with the graphics. This is also still on the Unreal Engine 4. So, I don't know why people were saying this was on the Unreal Engine 5. I mean, I actually thought that myself, and actually when I've said that myself. But actually, when I read it, it's still on the Unreal Engine 4. I guess that means it's accessible to a bit more PCs, but, you know, yeah. It's on the Unreal Engine 4, not 5. Oh, how did we slow down? Oh, because we're on an incline, yeah. I was like, how did we slow down? I didn't brake. Did I put the reverser to neutral? Oh, I did. Oops. That's how we slow down. Yeah, gotta be careful what you're doing. I think also at Ebbsfleet, that's a really odd name. Ebbsfleet, so like, what does this international mean? Because it keeps calling them international. I'm thinking like international airport, but I don't think that's what it is. Because there's no airport at Stratford, so I presume that's like, where there's like a change of trains, like. Oh, it's where you can get trains to international journeys. That makes sense. So like, I presume from Ebbsfleet you can get international trains. Yeah. Now I'm getting it. That makes sense. Also, just need to accelerate on the incline. But interesting to see also what will be the first DLCs for Train Sim World 3. And one of the curious other things is why have they added in like some DLCs, like some of the stuff from Trains. I think the reason like they added in the Jubilee line in the Deluxe Edition is because it's used as an AI, and it also gives you some rail tours you can do on the Southeastern. We will be taking a look at those at some point. I'll need to learn how to drive the Jubilee, the steam train first. I presume the way they drive is very different from the other trains, so obviously it'll be a bit of a learning curve for me, but look, we'll get there in the end. The next station is Ebbsfleet International. Yeah, and I presume also this thing here, the TVM, will help us slow down to the speed for the station by telling us what time it'll start showing us when to slow down with these flags. So like, that'll turn down to 225, it'll start flashing, all that. Yeah, there's some clouds now, we're getting some clouds. So, if we zoom in, oh, look at that sky, yeah. It's dawn. Oh, we're very overspeed, oops. We're on a 2.5% decline, which is obviously not good because that means we're overspeed. Yep, keep slowing down. Wow, you have 7 miles. You have 8 miles margin of error. Okay. Yeah, there's no third rail here, so I don't need to change that. But yeah, so this is a new section from Ashford International. Ashford International, I guess, you know, is detailed enough, but the rest of it is like, it's really just countryside scenery. So like, okay, you have houses in the background. But yeah, they have, that's to be fair, they have added in the houses to the background in case one does actually take a look outside the cab, because otherwise they could have been a bit lazy and, you know, just like said, you know what, we won't put the houses in the back, but they have, so to be fair, they've done that. But yeah, the city is not like the most glamorous, but obviously like trains tend to be outside of the city where you know, obviously they tend to run away from houses because they create noise pollution, and also over the space. Oh, always stopped there. Thought for a second we were entering into the sunlight, but we were not. Yeah, so I think that's a glitch. So there are a few glitches and bugs, but look, again, this is still early access. Presumably by launch, a lot of this stuff will be ironed out. Yeah, why is my train not accelerating? I'm literally on full speed. I'm really not sure why it's not accelerating. We're literally at the highest fire hand, and we're at a decline. So that is very odd that we're going so slowly. Oh, I think we just entered the decline. We must have been on an incline before. Yeah, the curved tracks helps take bends faster. Okay, fire handle off. Yeah, now you can see the clouds, and you can see the clouds now do look a bit more dynamic. Okay, yeah, they look a bit more dynamic further. Like you see that's the kind of the volumetric clouds. It looks like the better the further out in the distance they are. But yeah, it really makes the game that extra bit more. I'm really liking these new clouds. I know this is a new feature within the Unreal Engine 4 as a whole, but it's nice that it's been implemented into this. Hopefully it get implemented into the other Unreal Engine 4 games, such as Tram Sim, The Bus, EDC. But yeah, I think definitely we've seen that this is... Ah, okay, here we have some nice scenery. But... yeah, so here's a nice change of scenery for you folks. Nice little overpass. But yeah, definitely this is like a new trend where they're gonna be, I guess, like... in contrast with Train Simulator, where they update the game every year, but then they give you it for free. But I don't think they make many major updates to Train Simulator. I'm really not an authority to speak on Train Simulator Classic because I don't play it myself. I think with Train Sim World, we see that this is where it's headed. They're going to be releasing newer versions of the game, but obviously they have to find some improvements they can make, like. But yeah, it's interesting to see what people's receptions are, because based on just like I took a quick look at the comment sections of new videos, and people seem to say that there was no necessary reason for the hate. I think the main reason for the hate was the fact that just like the price increase was like they increased the price, I guess, and also in a way people do feel like it's the same game. They have added new features, to be fair. Whether necessarily needs to be provided in Train Sim World, obviously, like in theory, could have been put into an update. So I think, yeah, I guess, you know, with this one, when they do this, they'll probably increase the sales. If they've done it like they did with Rush Hour, then probably less people will have gotten it, especially because the Southeastern is just an extension. So I think, obviously, in a marketing perspective, it makes sense why they've done it this way. I guess we do have to factor in inflation, to be fair. So like, when there is inflation, like one can see that maybe the price needs to increase a bit. Now, bear in mind that it is an increase of 50%. But I guess if we look at Train, if the Rush Hour DLC, then we could have been expecting about a €40 price mark. So then the increase is a lower percentage, that sort of thing. So I guess those are things we can account for, just to be fair. But you know, oh, we need to start slowing down. So yeah, as you can see, that's flashing because soon we need to be at. That's telling us basically this is going to change to a lower speed soon. So stay at 225, maintain 225. then we'll see where we're slowing down from there. So let's join out for a second. Okay, tell me what speed to go to. 200. I don't need to make this harshly. It doesn't really feel like you're making harshly, even though you're at 51% brake. Yeah, the glare. Okay. Fine now. But the decline as well. So there's some sort of train terminus. Also, there's a bunch of branch lines as well with the Southeastern. So, you know, that kind of thing. No, generally I have to say, I am quite, you know, I am quite... Oh, 160 shoot. I am quite impressed with, let's watch out for that flag. I am quite impressed with Train Sim World 3, you know, it's definitely an improvement from Train Sim World 2. I am quite enjoying it. Now, obviously, I do need to point out that I was kind of given the key from Dovetail Games for free. That's just transparency note, so you can make your own deductions about what impact that might have, if any. I don't, you know, I know people, YouTubers say like, oh yeah, this has no impact, this is blah blah blah, but like, I think that's a bit disingenuous. So I'll let the viewers be the judge of that. Okay, we slow down to 130. Yeah, so there you see those flags. That's telling us how to slow down. So look, folks, we're getting better with the trains. It's starting to understand. Well, you just do the flipping tutorials in the training center, and it's quite straightforward. Also, I guess the new nice thing about the training center is now that it splits up all the trainings. So, for instance, before when you're doing the training, you had to do like, if you want to repeat it, you have to do it from the start, whereas now you can just do the training that's specific to you. So I think the training center is definitely a very good new feature, and it does make things a lot easier. So, you know, 130 is the speed you have to maintain, and you just have to slow down as you see fit from 130. But yeah, the training center, I have to say, I really like that feature. I think it's really good. It just makes life so much easier if you want to refresh your memory on the trains. And it's particularly useful because they've added in 12 trains, and obviously some people might forget how to drive them. So, you know, I'd have to say, like, the features they've added, like the volumetric clouds and the training center, are quite good in general. I think the main thing, probably my main and only thing to point is the actual price, and then hopefully the stuff will be compiled, because at the moment the stuff I have from TSW2, the add-ons are not working in TSW3. But again, they did say that at launch, and to be fair, launch is the 6th of September. At the moment it's the 3rd of September, so we will wait and see until the 6th of September what the case is, because I think I looked at other YouTube videos and that was the same case. They were only having those add-ons. It also might be because I haven't actually created a Dovetail live account, because I'm not really bothered. So also, as you can see here, they've changed the timetable, so I think there's some issues with the timetables, basically meaning that you always end up 2 minutes late. At the moment, you can see we're running on time. These high-speed trains are not used to braking them, so hopefully we'll end up stopping in time. Okay, here we are at, what station is this? Ebbsfleet. Ebbsfleet. No, there's no third rail here. Oh, no, it wasn't Ebbsfleet where you have to change to the DC. Changing to the DC is basically where you have, the, whatchamacallit, where you have a, third rail. Not sure why they, because this is also the case in the LSV Mediterranean. I'm not sure why they have these, third rails on the high-speed trains, like switching between pantographs and third rails. I think it said it's quicker to accelerate on the pantograph than it is on the third rail, but I'm not sure if the third... I think the third rail provides perhaps more stability, and because obviously the trains go on 3 rails. Well, seems so. I'm not going to talk about stuff I don't really know how it works. I'm just going to make a film myself, so... Yeah. Close the doors. Yeah. And then we are ready to pull off. Oh yeah, let's look at the horn. What's the horn again? Sorry, accidentally turned off the wipers. Turned on the wipers, I mean. Don't accelerate too quickly. Oh, this one you can accelerate to full speed and it doesn't jump. So yeah, the next station is Ashford International. So I think now... Oh, do we have to change the DC here? maybe not. Yeah, so the next station is Ashford International, and then at London St Pancras. So now I think we're in the old area of the Southeastern. They haven't changed any of the scenery as far as I know. From what I read, the scenery is the same mostly. So it's mainly to do with the timetables, the AI, and that kind of stuff. Also, I think they've improved the way the passengers behave. So loadings reflect like the season. So they've added in seasonal time. Like they've kind of added in like, yeah, they've added in like basically passenger loadings based off the season. And there's the first AI train of the day. Then to stay at 1:30, so at 1:30 we'll stay. There's a lot of tunnels on the Southeastern Highspeed, isn't there? Like, I didn't realize like these UK lines have such so many tunnels. I can increase 225 miles per hour or kilometers. Oh, it's in kilometers an hour. It's interesting that this train's in kilometers an hour, considering that obviously the UK has the imperial system. I'm not complaining. I prefer the metric system, but still. I think this is we might have done this actually episode to St Pancras in the training center when we're doing the signals. So this is probably repetitive, but at least we've shown the new Ashford International section. I will put timestamps on this video because I am conscious that probably some people will be interested in only certain parts of the video, so there's no point of obviously making. Obviously just helps me because then people will stick around longer if they know where to go for what they're looking for. But yeah, this is Train Sim World 3, and performance also is generally quite decent, so you have to give it there. Yeah, this is the kind of new lighting map. Takes a while. Yep, there you go. Some more scenery. Now we're kind of we're entering London, aren't we? Yeah, I think so. I don't think Epstein is London, but like I know Stratford's in like East London, so now we're westbound essentially, I presume. It would have been nice if they added in like they gone with the train, like because they went to the same thread with the US and the UK routes. If they'd done the same for the UK route and added in like another underground line or even an overground line. But I think people were saying that the Bakerloo line, like that Dovetail Games tried to do an underground line for Train Sim World, wasn't quite a success. That they had issues, and probably that's hence why they won't do that again. But well, I guess the kind of guess being that they won't do it again. But hopefully they will, because it'd be nice to have some more underground lines, which have overground sections. There's a new metro simulator coming up by Kishmish Games, so it's all underground, like it's a bit boring because it's just the same scenery. Like yeah, the stations are realistic, but like people like scenery, like realistic because of a station, especially if it's places no one's ever been to. But yeah, look at these clouds. Just look how yeah, it's like sky mods are brilliant. It's kind of like the Obstacle sky mod, but this one actually looks real. Like the Obstacle sky mod obviously like looks better, but obviously it's like a PNG. But yeah, I have to say I'm really liking the new volumetric skies. We'll definitely be trying out extreme weather because that will affect the physics, so we'll do that when we do the castle at the Würzburg. Basically the way I plan to do this is because obviously there's so many branches to the routes, and we will basically be doing a lot of Train Sim World 3 videos. I guess we'll be the focus for a while. I still have the Obstacle videos coming out, but now this is out, it's fresh, we might as well make the most of it. Is that rain? Those rain droplets. Oh, I think it is. I love the double wipers. Wow. I don't know, it's kind of like, it feels a bit like, I don't know, they're like very close together. Like, what's the need for double wipers? I guess because it's a high-speed train, like, if you're going very high, at a very fast speed, it can become easy for stuff to get stuck on, so. Obviously you need to see, so like say, unfortunately if like a bird or something like that gets stuck on, you need something a bit more force, so obviously two better than one. Why did I turn off the yeah, we're over speed, oops. What was the bell again? Was it B? The horn, not the bell. Oh, there's a depot. There's the freight depot. So there's also freight trains you can drive. Oh wow, look at that speeding by. That's like, yeah, so this is a freight depot. So yeah, there's actually also freight missions now they've added into the Southeastern. So I guess they have focused on making I guess that's one of the good things about moving away from the whole like bundle focus, which is locos and maps, because now it means that they can just add more to the map. So they can add like the freight stuff as well. They can add like the rail tours. I think there's also rail tour available if you own the LGV, but that might be just as an AI. Okay. Resume pantograph automatically lowers. Yeah, look at that turning at high speed. Okay, let's stay on speed limit. Yeah, and then I'll start doing the scenarios because, yeah, after this we'll start doing the scenarios. I guess the scenarios are kind of like a cool way to add in die, but then also I think they kind of cover all the major routes at some point, I presume. Okay, we're under speed, which ain't good. We have 4 minutes to get there, so that's the thing. I wonder if we'll be late because it'll be fine, but just make sure we're on speed, the right speed, that is. Okay, yeah, that sounded wrong. I meant make sure we're on the right speed, not on speed. Make sure we are on the right speed. Okay, we're gonna have to slow down soon, but not yet. So that's just warning us. So that's again, if you're going like this, at the HUD. Should actually try this line at the HUD some point, because yeah, so we need to slow down to 200. But you still have to look out for the flag, even if you're using the HUD. Well, actually, you don't, because yeah, you see the indicator will go there. But the indicator is still at the. Oh, that's what the blue indicator is. The blue indicator is the same as what's on the train. Yeah, basically that will move once you pass the flag. Yeah, see when I do the next scenario, if it's using this train, I'll turn off the... Wow, it really doesn't give you much time to slow down. Okay, no, we're running on time, we're fine. Oh yeah, you can hear the brakes. Brake sounds outside are pretty realistic, to be fair. Yeah, imagine you're in a train, you're like, oh, why is it slowing down in the tunnel? Oh, we're on an incline, so we shouldn't have braked that harshly. And then we just maintain 100 kilometers an hour. I think we have to keep it at power 1 for the incline. Okay, now the incline's gone. I'm not sure if this is like this weather is just like yeah, I'm not sure if this is into non-rains. It must have had like dynamic weather, which basically can mean anything. Yeah, I thought it was a bit generous, to be honest. Although we were overspeeding at one point, so actually maybe it's not. This is Stratford International. Doesn't look like a very big station. International services. But it makes sense that this is international because obviously it's eastbound, so that's near the Channel Tunnel. That's not near the Channel Tunnel, it's on the way to the Channel Tunnel. Oh, there's a signal flag here. Oh, maybe if you're skipping the station. Okay. Yeah, we have 2 minutes at this station. Lovely. There's the rain also. I mean, the rain I think is similar enough to how it looked like in Train Sim World 2. So in Train Sim World 3, it is kind of like looks a tad bit better, I guess. Looks a bit. The drop is very long though. And also like yes, well I guess sometimes you do get the rain and it's like. Oh, that blind. So if I pull this blind full out, Can't see anything. What's the point? That seems like a bit of a... I'm not really sure why the blind can extend so far out, unless someone's sleeping in the cab. But yeah... Actually, don't leave the train, because then... What are the passengers? I haven't seen anyone walk on. I think, obviously, once release happens, that stuff will be a bit more ironed out. So I think at the moment on the early access, maybe there's no passengers. Actually, this is a 5 o'clock in the morning run, so... But actually, it's the London. London stuff is always hectic and busy. Well, that's the depot whistle. Yeah. Yeah, it's very early in the morning when I'm recording this video, so, yeah. Hence my bit of a lack of creativity. Well, actually, mornings are like the, best time I feel like for people to shine. Let's look at the GPU temperature while we're waiting. 77 degrees, so yeah, it does run hot. Okay, now we just have to wait. Cleared. This is a Southeastern Highspeed service to London St Pancreas. The next station is London St Pancreas, where this train will terminate. It really is a high-speed service though, it's like 39 minutes between the two. Okay, we're getting ready. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and off we go. It's only 5 miles away. Actually, that makes sense. Shopper's still kind of like... It's not in central London, but it's close enough to central London because when we were taking a bus, it wasn't that long. I mean, I kind of wish that this featured like a bit more of London though, because of the tunnels, you don't really see much of London, which is kind of, I guess, what the most interesting scenery is. Obviously, it's the most painstaking scenery to do in game, but sure. Well, we won't need these wipers in the tunnel. I wonder if the train drivers turn off the wipers in the tunnel and turn them back on. Yeah, you can go up to 225 kilometers, but then we have to start slowing down not soon after. Going under the speed limit, trust me, it's not by choice. And this is with the fast acceleration. The Turtle has slower acceleration, the Panther has fast acceleration, so. Who knows, maybe one day these trains will be able to speed up and slow down so quickly. Underground's will be very efficient then. Actually, it does feel like the underground trains accelerate quickly. But they really only go up to like 40 kilometers an hour. Maybe 60 kilometers an hour. 40 miles an hour, was it? Not necessarily 40 kilometers an hour. Oh yeah, then we have to start slowing down. Look at that, like, you can't even reach 225 by the time you have to start slowing down. Yeah, so I think about 3.5 miles, you get the indication that you have to start slowing down. About 3 miles, I think you have to start slowing down. In 2 miles, you manage to get up to 184 kilometers an hour. Yeah, exactly 3 miles. Look how I knew that. Actually, we're not even at 200, so we're fine. Okay, let's slow down to 200. I don't know why it's doing that, just give me the new speed already. Slightly different than it was last time. Oh, that's the wipers. I think that's like the wheels. No, it's the wipers making that sound. I think 100 will be the last braking we have to do. It isn't necessarily a punishment in the game if you're above the speed. Like if you're not at the speed you're meant to be at by the flag, but like realistically, you'd be getting calls from the dispatcher in real life if you were. There we go. Oh, AC. That's the first. Look at the zero in front. That's kind of Yeah, there you go. Oh, because you can't enter St. Pancras at high speed because it's a main train station. That makes sense. Yeah, and then just maintain 80. Yeah, look at the wipers are kind of washing out the signal, the green signal. It's gonna go down. We'll just watch. Just watch. London, folks. Here she is in all her glory. Yep. But the decline as well, so heavy braking it is. Wow, that's a long train. It wasn't very busy on it at all. How many carriages is that? That's like massive. Anyway. We're arriving at St. Pancras International. Oh no, yeah, it is St. Pancras International. I've heard of St. Pancras, actually I haven't been there. Isn't that what? Oh, that's Haddington. I think that's where the movie is based off. Paddington Bear. Oh no, that's Paddington Station, never mind. Careful not to crash. I wonder if there's also the rail physics in Trains from World 3. I presume they would have maintained them from Trains from World 2. Just a thought there, if it, or in case didn't take in time and hit the barrier. Yeah, I think that was a bit generous, really. I just turn off the wipers. Turn off the wipers. And oh yeah, there's people here at St. Pancras. And look, they have their umbrellas. So this is the thing about the weather. So since it's raining, they now have umbrellas. So that's another feature of Trains from World 3. And folks, that is the Ashford to St. Pancras branch of the line. There are other branches to the line, as you saw on the map earlier on. So yeah, there's a lot to. There's more to be explored with the Southeastern. That sort of thing. Obviously, you get more benefit if you actually own the add-on compared to if you don't. No, you get more benefit if you don't own the add-on before than if you do, because then it's like more completely new stuff. But overall, Trains from World 3, quite impressed with it. The only thing to grapple with is the price. But I'll let you guys be the judges of whether you think that's justified or not. I've locked the doors, so why is it telling me to lock the doors? There we go. Why is it telling me session invalid? And we're level 29. So yeah, as you can see here, stop accuracy. Yeah. Not bad. We've driven 55 miles. Which is about 100 kilometers an hour. And then we'll go back to the main menu. You can return to free roam. Actually, let's explore the station quickly. We won't be driving the next service, but let's just walk around quickly. So here you can see that. So yeah, this is the thing about, they also say this can get confusing. If it's round trips, you do 180-degree turns. Please open, no, you can't walk through there. How far into St. Pancras can we walk? Oh no, not very far. We go down the escalator? We can. Oh yeah, because then you have to move over to the side. That's pretty nice. Okay, yeah, they all have their umbrellas. So this is a bit like, I like the feature, but like realistically, not that many people are prepared with umbrellas when it starts to rain. Oh, that's the door open. Don't any of you enter this restricted area. Okay, let's go back to the main menu, and then that will be us done. So that's the extension of the Ashford International. The extension itself is really just a station. The rest is just kind of like the typical countryside scenery, nothing very fancy. But yeah, folks, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the rest of the Train Sim World 3. We'll be taking a look at the German route next, and then we'll also do the American route, and then we'll start going through the scenarios of the Southeastern Highspeed. I know many of you probably aren't that interested in the German and US route, so we want to focus on there. I won't do a quick recap because I did it at the start, so if you were watching at the start or you go back to the timestamp, you will get the kind of overview of the game. That's it for now, folks. Let me know what you think of it. Bye for now.